Hi, I am Clements, and if you saw my drop ceiling shelf video, you may have noticed the laundry chute on the right. Well, above that chute, as you may have guessed, is a hole, an unfinished hole, and it's been like that for, about 10 years. Well, today I want to finish it, and not only finish it, I want to make it a sliding door so I can open and close it. To start, I'm actually going to use some of the cardboard that I put on the shelf in the previous video. With my cardboard selected, I began to cut it out and piece it in place. Connecting the pieces with masking tape. This is a really great way to make a template of an existing space, and it's way easier than trying to measure everything. With everything pieced out, I carefully remove it and then reinforce all of the seams with tape. And with that template done, I can take it outside to cut it out of wood. Well, MDF actually. I already had some, and wood is really expensive right now. Clamping down a scrap board as my straight edge and just cutting it with a circular saw. That's the bottom piece cut, and now the top. I'm making the top out of two pieces, just working with what I have. The white stick I'm using here is the exact width of the space of my circular saw, so when the edge of the saw runs along the board, it will cut exactly on the line where I want it. You can of course just measure this amount of space, but it's really handy to make a little stick like this and just keep it with the saw. Using some bricks instead of clamping it this time, just because it's faster. Moving on to cutting the hole. I'm first marking it out from the template and then making it more precise with a square. I'm just going to cut it out with a jigsaw, but first I'm going to drill out all four corners. This will give me a place to insert the jigsaw, but it will also give me automatic rounded corners. With those holes cut, I redraw the lines, just making sure that they're tangential to the edges of the circles. And then I carefully cut out the square, trying to stay on my line and go as straight as possible. A quick cleanup with some sandpaper, and moving on to cut out the second one. Cutting out the bottom hole the same way. Now when I drilled the holes, I drilled through both the top and bottom at the same time, so the hole should end up being in the exact same place on both. And cleaning up that one with some sandpaper as well. Now I'm deciding on which way I want the door to slide, left and right, or up and down. I settle on up and down. Thankfully, I have a pile of old 2x6 boards, so I'm just milling one of those down for the lumber I need for this next part of the build. I need several strips slightly thicker than the MDF. These strips will make the internal structure and get sandwiched in between the top and bottom pieces of MDF, kind of like a hollow door. With the strips cut to width, I proceed framing them in place and cutting them to length. A quick dry run, making sure everything is going to work as expected, and it's looking really promising. So I proceed to glue everything in place. Making sure to leave just enough of a gap so that the door can easily slide, but not so much that it could rack and get jammed. And with everything in place, I can glue on the top. And fire in some pin nails to clamp it until the glue dries. Here I'm just adding a stop to prevent the door from going too far forward. I wasn't sure how I wanted to do the handle, but I settled on using this little brass knob that I had lying around, which worked out great. Giving the whole thing a quick coat of gray primer. Back in the bathroom, putting it in place for the first time. It's a real good fit. Cardboard template for the win. It works really well, and looks great too. Looks so good in fact, that I realize I'm going to need to add molding to finish it off. Back outside to the saw, milling down some scrap 2x10s this time. Again, thankfully I have some scrap wood because I really didn't want to have to buy molding. I even went to the store with the full intent of taking the easy way out, but I just couldn't stomach the price. So I'm ripping this 2x10 in half and then splitting those halves in half. and then running all my boards through the thickness planer to clean up the saw marks and get it down to my desired thickness. With the boards all planed, I run them over the router, which is a required step to transform a strip of wood into molding. And now that I have molding, I can take it upstairs and start cutting everything to fit. I made my molding considerably taller than standard molding, and it's sitting on top of the door, so it sticks above the existing molding by a few inches. So I need to try and transition those two pieces of molding somehow. I made some marks, and then cut it on the bandsaw. And then shaped it a bit more on the belt sander. Rerouted the new curve. Putting it back in place, I was pleasantly surprised. It actually looked really good. First try and everything. I drilled a few holes in the front of the door, countersunk them, and then used those to secure it to the floor. And then proceeded to piece in all the molding. I cut a few small pieces to fill in the gaps. I'm cutting one final piece to go onto the front. Sliding that in place, and it looks really good.
And that was supposed to work. God damn it.
After failing to get the pieces painted by simply snapping my fingers, I gathered them all up and took them outside. I laid them out and painted them with some white spray paint. Placing the molding once again. Air nailing everything into place. The final step, caulking the edges, filling in some of the gaps where the wall wasn't level. All right, you know what time it is. Move that cardboard template!
Well, this came out way better than I was expecting. Quite happy with the primer gray. I think it looks really nice, and I'm really happy I decided to take the extra steps to do the molding, and even more happy that I decided to make it myself. I saved a ton of money that way, and I was able to make it extra tall to cover up the residue from the old stuff, and I'm super happy with how well the transition from the new stuff to the existing molding came out. I honestly don't know how I managed to do that so well, but that about does it for this one. I might try and motorize this door in the future. It'd be really cool to press a button and have the door open automatically, but for now, manual mode works just fine. The door slides really well. You can even just use your foot if you don't want to bend over, but my sincere thank you for watching. Once again, I am Nick T. Clements. If you're wondering, Nick is short for Nicholas, and the T stands for floor door. Anyway, I'm off to make something else. Is short for, I can't remember. I think I... Alright, one more try. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't.